Community of servant leaders together, inspiring each other one cup of coffee at a time. You are the tribe. You are the story. Can't wait to meet you. That's right. I can't wait to meet you. And happy Wednesday, happy hump day on this beautiful Wednesday here in rainy April in South Florida. But good morning. I am so grateful that so many of you are hopping on here. And I see you, Michael Willis from New Jersey. Shelly, you were the first one in, sending you love in Miami, and Monique also here in South Florida, sending you lots of love. And for those of you that are tuning in, it is a pleasure to just share in this espresso shot of coffee with Kelly. And for those of you that don't know what this is, I thought I would try something maybe on weeks that I'm not able to be there on Fridays as usual. And this Friday, I'm so blessed. I have a speaking engagement for an organization. And unfortunately, I won't be able to see my Coffee with Kelly community. So I didn't want to not send love and light to all of you out there that are part of the Coffee with Kelly community. And I thought, let's do something, a little shorter version, just a quick punch, a quick jolt of leadership caffeine to get your midweek continued on a great place. And I'm going to call it Espresso Shot because you know what? I have two rituals that I've done for quite some time now, and it took me a while to get these habits instilled because it takes a while to get habits. We all know that habits aren't always fun to start, and they're not easy to be consistent on. And so two of my habits, and you probably already know one of them. First of all, I love coffee, so that's why Coffee with Kelly is just one of my favorite things to be a part of. And I've got my hug in a mug here today. So this is our official Coffee with Kelly mug. We call it our hug in a mug. But my first ritual that I do every day is I always start with my faith. And one of the things I've really been working on just as an individual, and something that's very important to me that I value, is starting with a good intention and then starting really to lean into my faith. So I start every day with just an intention of what God has planned for me that day and where I might be and the doors he may open for me and just the beautiful people that I may get to interact with or meet. So I'm so grateful that my faith has led me here today to be on this live stream with all of you wherever you're coming in from. My second ritual, those of you that are part of the Coffee with Kelly community, you know we have a ritual, and it's the word of the day. And so for this espresso shot, I actually have two words. We're going to do quick jabs here with two words, and let's get those in the chat. That would be amazing. So those that are coming back to watch the replay can see what those words of the day are. And so I share with you these two words came into my mind yesterday when I was planning this quick leadership lesson. And I had the gift of being able to spend 2 days with my mentor, John Maxwell, on Monday evening and yesterday morning. And anytime I can get into a room or into a discussion with John, it always it fills my cup. Literally, I walk out of that meeting and that discussion just feeling just fulfilled and feeling that I'm in the right place and that I know I'm doing good things and I want to do more to inspire so many people. And whenever I'm with John, I get that extra fuel within me. And so yesterday there was a roundtable discussion we were all having, and it was about the entrepreneurial spirit. And I took a lot from that message, and I really started to kind of create my own message around it. And today's words of the day to get your Wednesday started off are going to be entrepreneurial spirit. So put those in the chat and let's get that going. So words of the day and this little quick hit of leadership caffeine are around entrepreneurial spirit. And now some of you may be listening and saying, well, wait a minute, Kelly, I'm not an entrepreneur, so I probably don't have an entrepreneurial spirit. And I'm going to stop you right there. And I'm going to say, we all have an entrepreneurial spirit within us. We all do, because sometimes it's just buried within us. And maybe it takes a little spark to get that entrepreneurial spirit started. And sometimes when you start a spark, it can become a flame and then turn into a wildfire. So let's try to look at what entrepreneurial spirit, what does it really mean? And if you're working in an organization, you may have what we call an intrapreneurial spirit. So that is someone that's working inside a company and you have that entrepreneurial spirit and you're using maybe some of these characteristics inside your company. So it can work both ways, whether you're building a business or whether you're working inside an organization. And so what are 3 characteristics of an entrepreneurial spirit? And I welcome all of you to, seriously, if you have something to add to this, please put it in there if you want to add to any other characteristics that might contribute to having an entrepreneurial spirit. I welcome you to this conversation. So I would say that I truly never had a vision. I never really thought I would be an entrepreneur. I worked in an organization for 21 years and I never thought that I'd have my own organization one day. I really just thought I'd always be working inside a company and just continuing my career, which that's perfectly fine. If that's what you're doing and you love to do, then you keep doing it. So I never had the vision that I was going to be an entrepreneur, but I did have characteristics, and I see a lot of people that have characteristics of what makes an entrepreneurial spirit. And think about leaders that may have brought these entrepreneurial spirit characteristics in your life as well. And how do you contribute in bringing these characteristics? So number 1, characteristic of an entrepreneurial spirit is they see problems as opportunities. They see problems as opportunities. And many people in our world will see problems just as more work, but someone with an entrepreneurial spirit will see a problem before someone else can see it, and they will run towards it. And what they are willing to do is they are willing to do what others are not willing to do. They're willing to work towards the problem. And there is confidence in moving before they have an answer. And so I'll use myself as an example for this and just see how this relates to you, where maybe this piece of being an entrepreneurial spirit type characteristic relates to you, and put it in the chat. But when I was working in an organization, I saw a problem that I wanted to solve that was right in front of me. And I saw that I wanted to help organizations and clients that we served help retain the leaders that they work so hard to hire. And I saw that there was a problem, that there was a lot of retention and a lot of turnover in certain organizations that we worked with, and it was a pattern. And so I saw a problem. And see, a lot of people may see that problem as, oh, it's not my problem to solve. But this is where the entrepreneurial spirit really comes into play, is an entrepreneurial spirit. When it comes to life within you, it is truly connected with something that you value and something that you're very passionate about. And I've always been very passionate about leadership and developing and helping others just get to that level that potential has within them. And so when I saw that problem of organizations struggling with retaining and keeping the talent that they work so hard to find, I ran towards it. And there's so many great leaders out there that are doing this as well in their organizations. If they're working in their organization, they're looking to solve the problem, and they're putting their sleeves up and they're getting in there and they're asking good questions, and they're starting to take that problem and that bull by the horns and work towards what the solution may be. And there is a confidence in that. There is a confidence in that entrepreneurial spirit that others are willing to move before they have the answer. I didn't have a lot of answers back then when I saw this problem. I didn't know how I could solve it, but I knew it was so connected with my purpose and my passion. And I knew I wanted to figure out the answer. And a lot of times I didn't know. So I just got up and I started moving. And if you see a problem and if you wait to see who is going to fix it, so maybe there's a problem that's going on in your world right now, whatever that is, whether it's job loss, whether it is trying to solve a problem in your organization, or maybe a problem in your business. There's a lot of people out there that they're waiting to see who else is going to solve that problem. And by that time, it's already too late because someone else has already tried to fix it. So you've got to be willing to get up and have that confidence that you're so passionate about what that problem is that you want to create a solution, even if you don't know the answer. And there's always an answer. There's usually always more than one as well. So number 2, what other characteristic of an entrepreneurial spirit do great leaders have? They don't accept their life. They lead their life. Leaders lead. Leaders don't accept. And they dream of what they can do. And they find a way to get closer to that thing they see. It doesn't mean they aren't scared. Oh, trust me. Trust me on that. I actually need to take a sip of coffee on that thought. It doesn't mean they aren't scared, because I get scared all the time. Just last night, I was faced with a decision and it was terrifying. But sometimes we have to lead to where we want to be, and we have to be stronger in those areas that we need to be strongest. And so they move before they know the answer. And sometimes they're most scared when they're moving, but they continue moving forward. Because a lot of times the problem is they don't have the resources. So if you see a problem, you might say, well, I don't have the right resources to fix that problem. I don't have the financial resources. I don't have the manpower. I don't have the time to fix that problem. Well, if it's a problem that's truly passionate in your heart, resources are everywhere, but you have to have your eyes open. And that's the key, because a lot of us here, I want you to listen to this and get this, because this is an important piece of this message. Most people will make excuses, while a few people will make something happen with the resources they have. That's right. Most people will make excuses, while a few people will make something happen with the resources they have. And so resources for these problems that you are faced with are everywhere around you. But a lot of times we have to pick our head up and we have to take the blinders off, and we have to open our eyes to the possibility of what is around us, because there are multiple opportunities around us if we choose to see them. And most often, those with an entrepreneurial spirit, they can do more with less because they are so internally motivated by a purpose, or what I love to call our calling, and a passion that drives us to do whatever we have to and work with whatever little resources we have in front of us in that moment, if it means getting closer to our dream. And the third characteristic of an entrepreneurial spirit, listen to this. And as we say at Coffee with Kelly, all of you that are part of this community, say it loud, say it proud. Nike coined the phrase, just do it. But at Coffee with Kelly, what do we say? Just brew it. And so the third characteristic of finding an entrepreneurial spirit is, most importantly, those people take action. They don't sit around waiting for someone else to solve the problem that they are so passionate about and what they want so much, even if it means that they will fail. Because it's better to fail than to live with regret. And that's one thing I absolutely believe in. I could have failed a million times, and I have failed a million times on my entrepreneurial and intrapreneurial journey. But if I never failed, I would have never flied. And so I think about that because the entrepreneurial spirit lives within all of us. And if we believe that we have that spark within us, and it has to start here. And sometimes it just takes a little match of someone that you meet in your life that just lights that match and gets that spark going. But you have to believe within you, and you have to know that you were created to do something really special in this world. And I want you all to know this. You all have something that is truly magnificent that the world needs more of. And so I challenge you today on this Espresso Shot Wednesday. What is one thing that you can do to take action to get you closer to whatever dream it is that you are reaching for? If you want to get hired, what is one action you can do? If you want to get your business to the next level, what is one action you can do? If you want to work towards getting that promotion in your organization, what is one action you can do to start moving towards it? And if you see a problem in your community that you want to solve, maybe you want to help develop youth in your community, whatever that is, you got to start with doing something. And the little things consistently done add up to the big things that will happen over time. So take action and just brew it. So as promised, we keep this short, we keep this quick jab, and I hope you've enjoyed today's Coffee with Kelly Espresso Shot. We will be back. I'll put it up here for all of you, but we will be back after next week. Please feel free to come on in. We'll be in our next Zoom call, not this Friday, but next Friday. And you can always see our Coffee with Kelly events on my website or join my mailing list if you want future updates on upcoming events. So just brew it, everyone. Have a magical day. And thanks for joining Espresso Shot at Coffee with Kelly. God bless you all. So for the past 2 years, Coffee with Kelly has been bringing a global community of servant leaders together, inspiring each other one cup of coffee at a time. You are the tribe. You are the story. Can't wait to meet you.